So today I want to go over something a little different, especially with how crazy the market's been over the last handful of months. A lot of people are very concerned about trying to sell their home at the same time as buying their home. So why not sit down, talk through the options, and give you a good idea of what to expect if you're thinking about doing that. So buying and selling a home at the same time doesn't need to be as difficult as you may think. The biggest thing to think about at first, if you're looking to sell your home and buy another house, is if you need to sell your home or if you want to sell your home before buying the next house. What does that mean? It means maybe you can't fund the down payment on the new house unless you sell your home and take the proceeds of the sale. Or if you don't want to buy the new home without selling your home, maybe you can afford to do it, you just don't want to carry two mortgages. There's a lot of different ways that we can work around that and things to think about before making that decision. So if you need to sell your house, let's start with that. If you have to sell your house in order to buy another house, one of the biggest things that we can do as a seller or as a listing agent is to request from buyers and buyer's agents a 30 to 60 day close with a 30 to 60 day lease back after that. The point being, if you can close your house in 1 month, if you put it under contract in October, you have a 30-day close, you close in November, and then you have a 60-day leaseback period until January. What would happen is then from November till January, you have all of your proceeds from the sale and you can purchase a home non-contingent. Because if there are multiple offers on a house and you're contingent, typically you're gonna go to the bottom of the pile. But if you can sell your home, get the proceeds of the sale, and then live there as basically a tenant of your buyer for a couple months, then you can go out and go shopping and try and find your next home. Let's say you find your perfect home before you've sold your house and you need to buy it contingent. Due diligence is going to play a major role in your offer. Not only is due diligence going to be important, but your underlying contract on your house that you can show the seller when you go to buy, that is also going to be incredibly important. Due diligence is, again, the non-refundable deposit that you're paying the seller to take the house off the market so you can do your inspections, you can do the appraisal, title work, all of those kinds of things. The higher that is, the more weight the offer has. So we've been saying it for years, due diligence is incredibly important. Especially if you're contingent, that due diligence fee is going to make a big difference. Also, if you need to sell before you buy, one thing that's super important is you're gonna wanna price the house aggressively. You're going to want to price it within the comps, within what the market is gonna expect it to be. Because you're not going to wanna wait around for 2, 3, 4 months while you're trying to find your next house. Because while you're on the market, you may find your dream home and you won't be able to offer on that house because your house is still on the market, not under contract and not sold. Think about those kinds of things when you go to price your home, especially if you have to sell it before buying. Shifting gears a little bit, let's say you just don't want to buy a house before selling yours. Maybe it's because you don't want to pull money out of your 401k or the stock market, or you just don't want to make 2 mortgage payments. One thing that I always like to bring up if buyers don't want to make 2 mortgage payments is that when you close on a home, you finish out the month and then you get a 1-month grace period. So if you close on a house on November 5th, your first mortgage payment is not in November, not in December, it's in January. A January start date for your mortgage means that you can get your home that you're currently living in sold before January and you won't have to make those 2 mortgage payments. Now, if you don't want to pull money out of the stock market or out of your 401k, that's way above my pay grade. You need to talk to your financial advisor to see if that's a good decision for you or not. Now, one thing that a lot of people will do is they can talk to their lender and get what's called a bridge loan. That is one good option, as is a HELOC. And so some sellers will pull this money out or get a loan and then use that money for their down payment, for their due diligence fee, for their earnest money deposit, for the inspections, everything on the new home. As soon as they go under contract on the new home, they can list their house, and as soon as that sells, they can pay off these loans that they took out in order to buy the new house. That is the biggest thing that we always try and avoid for our clients, is making those double payments. Because if you're making 1 mortgage payment and you're used to making 1 mortgage payment every month, making 2 is not gonna be fun. Let's talk strategy. When you go to buy the new house, as soon as you pull out that HELOC or the bridge loan, go ahead and have your agent, or me, go in and take pictures, get measurements, have everything ready to go to sell your house. That way, if you can find your dream home within a week, you can go ahead and get your house listed. And in a perfect scenario, if you price it well and if you price it aggressively, you can actually get your home sold right around the same time that you're buying the next house. So in a perfect world, you can actually sell your home before you close on the buy side. If not, you're selling your home right around within like a week or two of when you're buying the next home. And that's gonna make a huge difference because you're not gonna have a lot of extra fees on those bridge loans or HELOCs. So some of my clients, what we'll do if they're trying to buy a house and they take a HELOC out and then they find their new home, while they're looking, we're gonna go ahead and get the pictures taken. We're gonna get the measurements taken. We're gonna have everything in the MLS in incomplete status, literally ready to go. So as soon as they go under contract, or maybe once they finish the inspection on the new home, you can go ahead and put their house right up on the market just like that. I suck at snapping apparently, but I'm good at selling houses. So to recap, you're either going to need to sell or you want to sell. If you need to sell, maybe look into getting a lease back when you list your home so that way you can live there for a little bit while you look for a home. If you want to sell, there's options such as bridge loans, HELOCs. There's a few different things that you can do in order to help yourself buy the next home and then sell yours. All of those things being said, you need to make sure you work with the right agent who can guide you through this process because it is a bit of threading the needle, but a good agent will know how to do that and they'll know how to educate you on what to expect. Hopefully that helps explain a little bit of what to expect if you're thinking about selling your home and buying another one, especially in today's market, especially here in Charlotte. If you learned something today, please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube so you can learn more in the future. Selling houses is not a science, it's more of an art. So now I gotta go help some sellers find their dream home like the true artiste that I am.